everyone! So today I'm going to be teaching you a sick way of solving two-step equations. So just to get started, let's go over a little bit about what equations are. So as you guys know, in the word equations there's the word equal basically. So obviously all equations have an equal sign in them. What that means is that both sides of the equation balance each other out. So if you were to put two quantities on a scale, the scale would be even. So another way of saying that is that in practical examples, 10 dimes would equal 100 pennies. They're two different ways of describing the same amount of quantity, and they're equal quantities, they're both $1. So when we're talking about equations, usually they have variables in them. So say you're given something like 3x equals 30. So we've done this type of thing before. These are one-step equations, right? So does anyone want to tell me what x is? Diego?
Yes. Isn't it just 10? You take 30 and then divide it by 3? Yes?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's the correct answer. So like you said, you would take 30 and divide by 3. But it's always important to note that whatever you do to one side of the equation, you always have to do to the other side of the equation to make sure that both sides are balanced and equal all the time. So what you did was divide 30 by 3. Another way of looking at it in a one-step equation would be what times 3 equals 30, and in that case it would be 10. The process is similar for two-step equations, and I've given you guys a sick method so that you can remember how to solve them. So say we have the equation 2x plus 10 equals 30. So, reviewing the sick method, what it is S stands for separate, which means separate the terms that have a variable in them and put them on one side, and the terms that don't have a variable in them and put them on the other. Isolate stands for isolate the variable, so once you have it down to just the terms on one side that have a variable, you want to get it by itself, so you want x alone, and then finally make sure that you check your answer. So I'm going to take you guys through one, so going through the steps to separate the terms with the variable and without the variable onto one side. Does anyone want to give it a try on what the first step would be of separating? Elisa?
Would you subtract 10 from both sides?
Exactly. So you would subtract 10 from both sides. The key being, like you remembered, that you would do it from both sides so that you're balancing out whatever you do. So this goes to 0, so you just have 2x on one side, and you have 20 on the other side. So now we've actually simplified it down to a one-step equation, like we know how to solve. So Diego, since you solved the other one, how would we isolate the variable?
This one, you would isolate the variable by dividing both sides by 2.
Perfect. So we divide both sides by 2, and we get x equals 10. But are we done yet? What's the last step?
To check.
Yep, perfect. Okay, so we're going to rewrite the equation with our value that we obtained for x and put it back in and see if it equals the other. So, doing the math, is this accurate? Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. So we were correct for our value for x. So finally, we're going to conclude with a little practice problem. It's a little bit more difficult because there's negative numbers in it, but I know you guys can handle it with the sick method. Alright, so before someone comes up to the board and tries this, do we all want to repeat what SICK stands for again? Separate, isolate, check. Awesome. Elisa, do you want to give it a try?
Sure.
Perfect. So she's solving by subtracting 4 from both sides, so separating the terms with the variable and without the variable onto either side. And then she's isolating the variable by dividing both sides.
Wait.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. All right. And then lastly, we'll perform a check.